Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be working on the iPhone 7. What we're going to do is we're going to replace the screen on this. I do have the screen preheated already. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take out the two pentalobe screws on the bottom. If you guys don't have a heat pad, you can always use a heat gun or a blow dryer. Just blow around the edges, just to loosen up the adhesive. I just use a heat pad so it just heats everything evenly. So once we get those two pentalobes out, what we're going to do is we're just going to get between the frame and the LCD and just create a little gap there. Go ahead and find yourself a pick and just loosen up the gap. We'll go ahead and work this side. Once we get that, we'll go ahead to the other side and do the same thing. Just kind of undo the clips there. Go ahead and loosen up the top just to break off any leftover adhesive on there, and then we'll open it up just like that. So you got 4 Y tips, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 Phillips on top. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get these screws out. If you guys are new to this channel and you're just watching, feel free to hit the like and subscribe. Coming out with new videos all the time. Basic DIY tutorials. Feel free to say hi in the comment, guys. So that's what we got there, the battery. We'll go ahead and unplug that battery. Anytime you're fixing a phone, you should always unplug the battery. And then we got the 2 Phillips screws up here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove those. Once we do that, we can take the plate off. Now we got 3 cables, the LCD, the home button, and the camera. We'll go ahead and unsnap those. They come off just like Legos. Pop that out and get that out of the way. Make sure there's no screws hanging around in there. So we'll go ahead and take off the top bracket here for the earpiece. There's a loose screw right there. These are all Phillips screws. They're all different sizes, so make sure you line them up properly so when you put them back, they're in the right place. So we just go ahead and unscrew these here and remove that plate there. Unscrew the other 2 bottom screws and we'll move the earpiece. Pull the front selfie camera out of the way and remove the earpiece. So now we'll go ahead and slowly wiggle our front selfie camera out of there. Just grab my tweezers and a little bit of ISO. Go ahead, get in between the contacts there underneath and slowly just wiggle it out. Just like that. Pull off that tab there. And there's your front selfie camera. After we get that done, we'll go ahead and move down here. Take off the 4 Y tips that's holding down the home button. They're all the same size, so we can just move them to the side. Once we get that off, we can go ahead and take off the plate. Now the home button is clipped in to a cable that's connected to the display, so we'll go ahead and unpop that. Get a little prying tool, get some accessimo on there, just try to get underneath the cable and just slowly wiggle it off. Once you get that off, you can go ahead and pop out the home button from the front. Just the old screen here, that's garbage. We'll get that out of the way. Just clean up this mess a little bit. Get ready for our new screen. So we got the new screen here, plastic seal. Go ahead and put a home button back in from the front and just kind of fish it through. And basically now we're just doing everything in reverse. So we'll make sure the home button's lined up. Get it seated nice and proper. Once it's lined up, we can go ahead and Snap our cable back in. These contacts, they just plug in like Lego, so all you gotta do is just kind of line them up. Take your time, line it up, and just slowly try to clip it back in. Make sure you're not forcing it. Once it seats itself, it should just click right into place. Once you get that done, we'll go ahead and grab the plate, bring it back over, and screw it all down. Again, guys, if you're still watching up to here, thank you. If you find this video educational and it's what you needed to watch to fix your own screen or a customer's screen, feel free to hit the like and subscribe. Trying to come out with new content for you guys all the time. So we'll go ahead and put on this last Y-tip screw, and then we'll go ahead and move up top and put in our front selfie earpiece proximity sensor and microphone. So we'll line up the flex cable with the 2 notches, and we just kind of line everything up and make sure everything's nice and flush. Once you got everything nice and flush, you can go ahead and grab the earpiece and line it back into place, and just kind of wrap the selfie camera back over. We'll grab our bracket here and just kind of hold it in place. Grab our Phillips screws and start screwing everything back in. Now, if you guys seem like this video is moving too fast, feel free to slow it down, pause it, or rewind it, and just slowly watch it, whichever part you think it's confusing. It's pretty straightforward. Again, these screws they're all different sizes, so make sure you guys put the right screws back into the right places. We'll just get this last one in there. Alright, got one more here. Once that's all good, we'll go ahead and bring the motherboard back over and start connecting everything. I like to start with the top cable just because it makes everything plug in a lot easier. We'll just go ahead and line it up and click it in there. Clicks in there just like Legos. We'll go ahead and attach the home button cable, then our display cable, and then we'll plug our battery in. Make sure everything's nice and tight. We'll power it up. See what happens. There you go, guys. The Apple logo. Everything's looking good so far. Alright, so I went ahead and fast forwarded it a little bit. So we're going to test the home button. Seems to be okay. Go ahead and test the touchscreen. Everything's working there. So we'll go ahead and start putting everything back together. We'll start with the bottom plate here. Grab our Y-tips. And we'll just screw everything back down. Now we got that finished, we can go ahead and put the top bracket back on. And we'll proceed with putting the 2 Phillips screws back in there. So I'll just use this one. Ooh, it's being a little tricky. So we'll just line it back up again. What I'll do is I'll just tack this one down real quick. Then I'll go ahead and put this final screw back in. Lock it in nice and tight. Once it's nice and tight, I'll go ahead and screw the other one in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to line up the top. Get that line up in there. And then we'll go ahead and just press everything back in nice and tight. Once everything's nice and tight, we'll go ahead and get our 2 pentalobe screws. And we'll go ahead and screw those back in. Once we get these 2 back in, then basically we're done, guys. So hopefully this video was useful. And if you liked it, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and follow us, guys. So we'll go ahead and put the final one in there. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.